Talk about this storm and this huge tornado that you see at a distance. I understand if he's busy, by the way.
But there it is. That's our confirmed tornado.
Yeah, he's a little busy. That's all right. That's a big wedge tornado that's on the ground. Look at the size of that thing. Oh my goodness. Okay, look at that. I mean, it almost looks like a cloud on the ground. Oh yeah, look at that. You've got a horizontal vortex there, like a little satellite is what we call that. Most often you will only see those on the most violent days. Okay, let's try to check in with Brandon right now. Brandon, we're taking your shot. Obviously a huge wedge tornado on the ground. Tell us what you're seeing.
Ari, this is a strong tornado with a horizontal vortex. This thing is at least an EF3. This is not weak. And oh my gosh! Sorry, lightning just struck right next to me. Big time tornado, strong tornado on the ground. If you guys are anywhere close to Lake City, take shelter immediately.
Yeah, this is an extremely dangerous situation to say the least. And look at this. I mean, it almost looks like a cloud on the ground. When you see this shape and the cloud base is so close to the ground, that's what we call a wedge tornado. Look how violent the motion is around that. Jane, these horizontal satellites, look how violent this is.
No, I know,
and
the multiple vortices that you're kind of seeing, the horizontal vortices out of the left. God.
Wow.
This is a powerful tornado.
Let's give people, let me take a peek at this and see exactly where this is. So this is southeast of Jonesboro. Again, this is moving, okay, about 8 miles east of Jonesboro, you said?
Yeah, he's about 8 miles to the east of that tornado.
All right, that's Dylan DeBruin, meteorologist behind the scenes here. That's headed toward Lake City. Lake City, Arkansas, get in your tornado shelters right now. Look at all the lightning, too. And Jane, that's something you see also with tornadoes, an increase in the lightning.
Increase in the lightning, and then you're going to see just the twisting and the power behind this is just...
Ooh, that's violent.
I really hope that people are taking this threat as seriously as possible. I mean, you need to get to your safe place. Lowest level of your home, a basement, your tornado shelter if you have one. I mean, when we were following this storm, Ari, I mean, we saw it cycle up, but it already had produced the threat, but this just continues to get stronger.
Yeah.
A scramble for safety. Students rushed out of classrooms in Alabama as multiple tornadoes swept across at least 7 states and killing 7 people, a number expected to rise. Nearly 70 million Americans still in the storm's path as Mother Nature showed her strength, slamming parts of the South and Midwest this weekend.
All of a sudden, just the wind gushed all at once, and you saw leaves and debris all flying, and then your visibility was gone.
There's another one. Look, there's another funnel.
The strongest tornado reaching gusts of 120 miles per hour in Louisiana as freezing rains turned deadly in Michigan, where 3 children aged 2, 4, and 11 died after a tree fell on their family minivan.
This family had no ability to, predict when a tree was going to fall on their vehicle.
In Indiana, 2 dead from high winds on the roads. The power is out in this neighborhood, and you can hear the hum of the generator. Those 60-mile-per-hour winds knock down trees, crashing into houses and cars. Steve Baker is the president of Indiana Michigan Power.
The biggest challenge right now is to make sure that we get the power restored for customers before the next round of weather hits, and to make sure that we're keeping our customers and the general public safe.
From ice to dangerous floods in the south, water filling the streets of Miami Sunday, drenching fans attending the famous Ultra Music Festival.
As I've come from London to Ultra, and I'm not letting the weather stop me.
As the storm continues to move toward the northeast, more tornadoes are possible, but damaging winds and quarter-sized hail is the main threat as millions brace for round 2, wondering if the worst is yet to come.
Powerful of a day this is. And again, this is from near Lake City, Arkansas. This is the stuff you see in Nebraska and Kansas and Oklahoma. Wow.
Look at this on the green screen. There's some features I want to point out to this storm, if we can get that in a moment. But, you're right, Trevor. This is the kind of stuff you see in the plains, and there's been a lot of talk, a lot of research in the last several years of Tornado Alley, so to speak, is shifting to the Mid-South. And that's definitely something that we're kind of seeing here. Hello. So if we can recue this back up to the start here, there we go. So this is the wall cloud. We've mentioned that several times. This space here is the wall cloud, and then you have the surface, the underside of the storm there. Then you can see that wall cloud is sort of wrapped around. Whenever you have this sort of double notch shape, this is just a structural sign of a violent tornado. Very, very strong. We're talking well in excess of 110 miles an hour. That's just a very low bound that I'll give you there on that. But you see power flashes occurring right there at the base. So that's how we know this isn't just some cloud structure. This is a tornado on the surface. And if we can we'll zoom in just a little bit more. There's been some features on the side of this of what we call horizontal vortices that are basically all of the winds are rushing in, and the updraft is so strong you get this tube of rotation, and that happens right around there, right very early in this video. You get this horizontal vortex on the side of the tornado. Just all of these things only happen in the most intense tornadoes. So it will be interesting to see what the National Weather Service surveys this storm.
This morning, millions of Americans bracing for severe storms as the week starts off with wild weather in many states still drying off and thawing out. Possible tornadoes touching down in the Midwest and Southeast.
Beautiful tornado, dude.
Strong winds racing through Indiana.
We have multiple trees down, multiple power lines down.
Buildings destroyed and trees crashing into power lines and homes. In Michigan, the roof ripped off this elementary school. Playground equipment smashed to pieces.
When I pulled up to the building and saw the roof membrane laying over the side of the building, it truthfully brought tears to my eyes.
In the upper Midwest, a flash freeze turning rain into ice, creating treacherous road conditions, including this flipped over semi on an interstate in South Dakota that shut down traffic for hours. Wintry storms knocking out power to hundreds of thousands. This power station in Michigan covered in ice. And from ice to dangerous floods in the south, water filling the streets of Miami.
This is insane.
Concert goers seen here wading through water to escape the overflow at the Ultra Music Festival, which had to shut down temporarily. The downpours also submerging entire neighborhoods near Baton Rouge. And Mother Nature not done yet. A line of storms is now marching east.
And back here in Elkhart, no reported injuries at this specific building collapse, but already this morning.
We do so, but let's take a look at what you've sent so far. This is video from Brittany Ray Hornbeck. We're told that this is north of DeWitt. And as you can see, you know, just it looks pretty bad out there. But as some of our meteorologists were saying, we're hoping that, you know, activity like this can stay in those open fields to limit some of that damage.
Yeah, it would appear that this storm in Arkansas County kind of split the difference between DeWitt and Stuttgart, which are the two big county seats there. It might have hit a town called Elmira. We're waiting to get damage reports from that area, but so we'll keep our fingers crossed. Other video, a lot of it focused around the north central and northeast parts of the state. This is Lake City, which is in the Jonesboro area, and that is a fierce looking storm as it churns over the agriculture land there in that part of the state.
Yeah, and as the meteorologists were saying, you know, as we were looking at this video earlier, I believe Nathan said that it could look like a potential wedge tornado. Is that right, Nathan?
Yeah, just look how wide that is.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be even a stovepipe tornado. So that just tells you it's a large tornado. You have the power flashes. That's a powerful tornado right there.
Yeah, so hopefully, you know, as we get video and pictures, you know, we really won't know the scope of some of this damage until maybe later tonight and tomorrow. So again, as you're getting some of this, you're seeing some of these tornadoes and seeing some of this activity, please text it to 501-376-1111. And that's Lake City's video sent to us from Matthew Frazier.
Also in that same general area, Bay, Arkansas, storms like these from Garrett Hampton sending in this video are reasons why we've got 34,000 people in the state without power right now. This one churning out over that part of the area. Again,
pretty
fierce
fast
stuff.
moving there, yeah. Like it, I mean, it looks pretty scary and daunting, and you know, get to your safe place. That's what our meteorologists have been saying all night. You know, try to get to the safest part of your house with some walls and, you know, something that can protect you if you are put in a position where you get a tornado that's fast moving like this.
And it still applies, even though we're kind of breathing a sigh of relief here in central Arkansas. But in the area of Fisher and Poinsett County, again, also northeast Arkansas, this video coming in, you can see that one churning up debris as it hits the ground in that part of the state. The environment has been perfect. This is all day long. This is what our meteorologists have been stressing and had been fearing, that once the system that was moving its way from the west and from the southwest, once it started to grind its way into Arkansas, it was going to meet the perfect atmospheric conditions to send these storms down to the ground.
Yeah.
Now we keep our fingers crossed that once they've gone through, the storms that we get as we go into the evening will start to not have as much of that fuel to get themselves churned up like this. But let's get this update from emergency managers from the state.
Yeah, it's a statement that we have saying, quote, "We have reports of tornadoes on the ground. We are working with local emergency management offices for situational awareness and still learning of impacts as they come in." Just again, trying to get the latest information. Even Arkansas Division of Emergency Management trying to compile all the information that we're learning, so that in these next few hours, we can provide the appropriate response.
Indeed, and some of those impacts are clearly going to be getting power restored. Let's check those numbers once again. 30.
Well, let's take a look at it. This is Lake City. Definitely looks like a tornado to me, Nathan.
That's a wedge tornado, Tom.
That
is a significant tornado right there.
It's a big one.
And that's why the high risk was issued. That's why the PDS tornado watch was issued for something like that to happen. So hopefully it looks like it's over a field. Hopefully it stayed over a field and did not do any harm to anyone's homes or property, but that's a beast right there. It's ugly.
Yeah, power flash there, took out some power, I'm sure. Yep. Yeah. All right, Matthew Frazier from Lake City, thank you for sharing this video with us tonight. And if you have video you want to share with us, hey, we'd love to have it. 501-376-1111. Text that our way, or text a message on the best way to send us video so that we get it in the best quality possible. That's a big tornado.
The National Weather Service tonight warning millions to prepare for this. This system already triggering violent weather. But the main line of storms and potential tornadoes hit after dark tonight, and then days of heavy rain and life-threatening flooding. Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z, she's live in the storm zone with the forecast in a moment, but ABC's Victor Akendo here with the images already. He's in Paducah, Kentucky tonight.
Tonight, a dangerous and potentially deadly multi-day severe weather outbreak is underway. Families in the heartland bracing for dangerous tornadoes and flooding so extreme, the National Weather Service is calling it a once-in-a-generation weather event.
Please take shelter.
This massive funnel spotted south of St. Louis near Potosi, Missouri this afternoon. This doorbell camera catching a pre-dawn transformer explosion as tornado-warned storms moved into Owasso, Oklahoma, just outside Tulsa. Torrents of rain inundating drivers. This neighborhood hit hard. Trees, fences, and multiple homes heavily damaged. This roof peeled back. South of Kansas City, in Nevada, Missouri, this 360-degree view of the devastation after a confirmed EF1 tornado with winds near 100 miles an hour. It was on the ground for 17 miles. And to the east, in Pilot Grove, a 7-mile-long trail of destruction through town. Authorities say it's a miracle no one was hurt. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear warning families to be ready.
We're really concerned about people's safety, especially in the overnight.
And David, the governor declaring a state of emergency ahead of the storms. Here in Paducah, we are under a particularly dangerous situation tornado watch, and that's followed with the strong possibility of flash flooding. The next few hours will be critical. David?
Yeah, millions on the watch tonight. Victor, thank you.